Hello, everyone. This is Naveed Tarek, a co-founder of TalkTalk.ca, which is a platform where we connect the service providers with the service user for their different personal, family, home, and office needs. It can be plumbing, electricians, it can be immigration consultant, tutoring, and even your accounting needs. Uh, Today we have our one of our service providers, Mr. Sami Ahmad. He's a CPA and he's serving the community for the last many years. And today we are going to discuss, because it's the tax season, so today we are going to discuss some of the important aspects of corporation tax filing. So before I start, I'm giving the floor to Sami. So Sami, please introduce yourself briefly.
First of all, thank you very much, Mr. Naveed, for giving me an opportunity to give some valuable tips and information to our community regarding the corporations. So my name is Sami Ahmad. I'm a CPA, and I have been doing this business serving community in personal and business taxes over 10 years in Scarborough and Durham area. And when we talk about business taxes, there are a variety of things corporation have to take care. So few of them we will discuss today and in our next meetings, so we can learn and discuss more and more.
Thank you very much, Sami. Sami is very humble in introducing himself. He has a lot of experience in Pakistan and also now in Canada. Very smart guy. So let's start our today's topic. And today, as I mentioned, the main topic is to file corporation tax. So let me start with the first question. Sami, please tell us, what is the deadline to file corporation income tax return?
Okay, so when we are talking about corporation taxes or corporation tax return, so every corporation has a tax year end. Okay? So it's not exactly, if we are talking about personal tax, so always year end is December. So January to December is taxation year in Canada for personal taxes, whereas corporation are different. It may be December, it may be some different. So it's always depend on the date of incorporation of a corporation. So still on your first year, you have a choice to close your year within 12 months. So it may be December, it may be October, it may be September. Okay. So in our community, mostly people try to close on December 31st so that they remember, because they are doing personal taxes, and with their personal taxes, they want to match these dates so that everything done all together. So once the year end is December 31st or whatever the date, so due date for filing a tax return is within 6 months from the closure date of your fiscal year, within 6 months. For example, if you have December 31st, you have to file your corporation tax return before June 30th. Or if you have March 31st, so 6 months will be September 30th. So this is the deadline you have to follow.
So in other words, after closure, you have a 6 months to file your return. Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Sami, also tell us, our viewers, if there's any tax due on corporation tax, what is the due date to pay without any penalty and interest?
This is very interesting question. So although CRA or Income Tax Act allow a person to file tax within 6 months, but at the same time, it requires, if you have tax payable, you have to pay tax within 3 months from the closure of your tax year. For example, if you have December 31st and you have a tax payable, you definitely pay tax before March 31st. So this is specifically for CCPCs who are claiming small deduction, small business deduction. So CCPC, I elaborate. So CCPC mean Canadian Controlled Private Corporations. Okay. Those corporations are required to pay tax within 3 months from the closure of their year end. If they are paying late, so they will have to pay the extra, interest and penalties as well.
Interesting. Thank you very much. So if a corporation is required to pay in installments, then what are due dates and how to calculate those installments, if you can elaborate this?
Yeah, this is thank you, Naveen. This is very important, very important question. Our brother and sister registered corporations, but due to lack of knowledge, they don't sit with their CPAs, so they pay that unnecessary interest and penalties which they can avoid, they can save. Okay, so first year there is no installment because they just started the business. There is no requirement for installment payment. And in the second year, when they file their tax and the due amount, which is tax, is over $3,000. So CRA required from your next year, you pay tax in advance in 4 installments. They don't want to hold their money, the government money, till the end of next year when you file your actual tax return. They want on average rate. So usually, you should sit with your CPAs to calculate exact amount of installment, I will say. But for roughly, I can give you idea that it is equal 4 installment based on your last 5 tax returns. For example, you have $10,000 you paid last time. So it's just, I'm giving you average, but exact amount you have to sit with. There are certain formula to calculate. First 2 installments, last 2 installment, a little different. So for a very easy and understandable, so it's 4 equal installment. So if 10,000 you pay last year, so 2,500 you have to pay 4 installment at the end of every quarter. So quarters are March quarter, June quarter, September quarter, and December quarter. And the deadline is at the end of quarter dates. March is 31st March, June is 30th June, and so on.
Excellent. I think this also makes some sense, and it creates convenience for even the filer also, so that not in a lump sum they have to pay, but they can make a small installment. Excellent.
Yeah, because at the end of year, if there is $10,000, it's hard to pay them. They will, if they have shortage of money, they will not only they will pay interest, which they can avoid, but again, if they are talking with the CRA for making another installment, for making payment arrangement, they will still make additional interest as well. Okay, so you can save money if you pay on time during the year by installments.
Okay. Thank you very much. Sami, please help us to know this. What is the deadline to file corporation HST return?
Yeah, HST return is, first of all, I will say HST is not mandatory for every corporation unless it's registered. And registration requirement is also, if your revenue, last 12 months, your revenue is over $30,000, you definitely required to register under HST. Then you have to file HST return accordingly. And the deadline, so deadlines are different. So there are different kind of filers. So one type is annual filer, second is quarterly filer, and the third one is monthly filer. Okay, so there are 3 types. So if you are annual filer, so you have to file return, the HST return, within 3 months of the closure of your fiscal year end. For example, your year end is December 31st, so you have to file HST return before March 31st, and you have to pay on the same date or before HST if there is HST payable. So here, due date of filing of tax return and payment of tax is same. In contrast with corporation tax returns, where return you can file within 6 months, but here is same. And the second form is quarterly filer. If you are a quarterly filer, so you have 1 month to file your tax return. When your quarter is ending, for example, March 31st is your first quarter. So you are required to file your tax return by the end of next month, which is April 30th, and pay the tax, whatever the tax payable is. The third form is monthly filer. So monthly filer has to file every month. For example, for the January, they have to file in February, end of February, February in March, and so on. So these are three types of HST returns filers and due dates.
Well, so here, just elaborate a little bit more. I mean, who is required to file HST annually and then quarterly and monthly? So is there some revenue benchmark, or there is something?
Can you? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a very, very good question. So if your revenue is over $6 million over the year, so you have to file monthly HST return. Okay. So if your revenue is between 1.5 million to 6 million, you have to file quarterly HST return. So if your revenue over the year is less than 1.5 million, you can be an annual filer. But if, for example, your revenue is less than 1.5 million, you technically you are required annual filer category. But it's up to you. If you want to file quarterly, you can opt this way as well. So you don't want to linger on for your annual after 12 months. So you want to file everything. You are very systematic. Everything is up to date. Bookkeeping is good. So you want to pay every quarter. You can do it, but you have to take this permission from the CRA that you want to do quarterly or whatever. They will allow you whatever the the method and time is.
Excellent. So it seems there is some flexibility even here. Okay, wonderful. So last question would be, Sami, please help us to understand, if I'm, for example, the only owner of the corporation, can I transfer money from my corporation bank account to my personal account without any tax payment? Can you please elaborate?
Yeah, Mr. Naveed, this is a very beautiful question you ask. Many my clients so far I have been, so they registered a corporation, but they don't know that once you registered a corporation, it becomes a separate legal entity. Separate legal entity means you cannot touch any money which is for corporation's bank account unless you follow some the procedure of Income Tax Act and the CRA regulations. Okay, so you have to sit with your CPA, talk with your CPA, what is your need, how much money you want, and he will plan your taxes. You can withdraw your money couple of different ways. You can take a salary, you can take a dividend as well. Okay, so it will depend on the situation of your client person, that what is his scenario, what is his requirement, so that how your CPA plan this away that you have a maximum benefit and there is no penalty. If you withdraw money and don't report to CRA, so and the CRA and you are just withdrawing the money, and at the end of year you are saying, oh, I have taken salary every month but I have not reported, then CRA will definitely ask you interest and penalty for every month, because once you are taking salary as a payroll, you have to report every month your salary and your sources deductions. Source deduction means this is same if you are working for any other company. You take a salary every month, your employer deducts certain deductions which are mandatory. There is a CPP, EI, and income tax. These are the basic three things which usually are. Other than that, there are more which are optionals, insurance plan, this and that. They are different, but I'm talking about those three which are mandatory: CPP deduction, EI, and taxes, income tax, federal tax. Okay, so this is a way he or she can withdraw money after fulfilling these tax requirements.
So there are certain protocols we need to follow that. Otherwise, if we withdraw money, then we will be in trouble.
Yes, yeah. It's better you plan. You shouldn't meet your accountant at the end of year when you did everything. So better plan your taxes, plan your business, and then if you are planning, you will not save interest. You will save other ways. There are different ways that you plan your taxes, your business, and your accountant will guide you properly how to do that.
So overall recommendation is we need to stay continuously in touch with our accountant. So keep getting the advice. Otherwise, we can make mistakes, and then those mistakes can be very, very costly also sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Thank you very much, Sami. Just last thing, because we are on tuktuk.ca platform. So please tell us, if somebody is coming from Tuktuk platform and using Tuktuk promo code, is there any special discount or promotion from your side where our service user, they can take advantage of your services?
Yes, definitely. Why not? First of all, let me give my address and contact detail. If anyone wants to talk with me on phone or want appointment, they can contact me. So we are located 695 Markham Road, suite number 36 in Scarborough. So major intersection is Markham and Lawrence. And my phone number is 647-774-3877. You can Google me as well. Just write my name, Sami Ahmad CPA. You will find me, and you will see my phone number. If you don't forgot my number anyway. And yes, definitely. Other thing is that yes, we can give good promotion to Tuktuk clients. Tuktuk promotion. We will give 20% to all clients coming from Mr. Naveed, Mr. Yasser, Tuktuk Group, Tuktuk Promo. We will honor and give 20% discount, inshallah, definitely.
Thank you so much for your time, Sami. It was a wonderful small talk on a specific topic.
And last thing, last thing. So this is my Scarborough main office, but we have a lot of client and community in Durham area. So I have facility to meet here in my home in Oshawa as well. So I have separate office inside. So if anyone has trouble to travel to Scarborough, they can call me and take appointment for meeting me in Oshawa as well.
Excellent. So in other words, I know Sami. The services are available throughout the GTA, but his main office is at Markham and Lawrence intersection, and also in Durham region in Oshawa. He also has his office, and if anybody in Durham region wants to contact him, he'll be happy to serve. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sami, for your time. And it was focused talk today on specially filing taxes on corporation. And in future, again, we would like to have you again on our platform on some other topic, which, remember, this is a tax season. So I'm sure people, they have so many questions, and there are so many areas and avenues to discuss. And I'm sure I'll be communicating with you, and we'll set up another meeting with you.
You're welcome anytime. Thanks. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Sami.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.